almost called 911 on my first date. But the truth was somehow even worse. I seriously considered jumping out of his car. I'm not exaggerating. I, 24F, matched with this guy on Hinge a few weeks ago. He was funny, respectful, and honestly way out of my league. We talked every day before finally deciding to meet. Dinner went surprisingly well. No awkward silences. No weird comments. No red flags until he offered to drive me home. About 10 minutes into the drive, he looked at his phone and suddenly turned off the main road. No explanation, just silence. I laughed nervously and asked if he'd missed the turn. He said everything was fine. Then he kept driving. The neighborhood got darker, less traffic. No houses, no streetlights, just trees. I started sharing my location with my sister under the table. My heart was pounding. I asked where we were going. He smiled and said I'd see in a minute. At that point, I was already planning how I'd get out of the car if he stopped. Then he pulled into an empty parking lot. There wasn't another car in sight. He turned off the engine. Neither of us said anything. I was already reaching for the door handle. Then he got out. My stomach dropped. He walked to the trunk. I was convinced this was it. He opened it and pulled out a telescope. A telescope. I just sat there completely frozen. He walked over, laughing because he'd finally realized how terrified I looked. Apparently, he'd spent all week planning a surprise. Earlier that day, there'd been a meteor shower forecast, and he'd found a spot outside the city with almost no light pollution. He thought it would be more romantic than getting dessert. He never thought to tell me. I ended up laughing so hard I cried. We spent almost 2 hours looking at the stars. It turned into one of the best nights I'd ever had. But here's the part that still makes me cringe. The next morning, my sister called me. She'd already sent my live location to my parents, my best friend, and somehow my ex-boyfriend, because I'd never turned location sharing off. So while I was stargazing, 4 different people thought I was being kidnapped. My dad had already driven halfway across town. My ex was blowing up my phone, and my mom had one finger hovering over the call button for 911. We've been dating for almost a year now. He still gets teased about the kidnapping date, and I still tell him. Maybe warn the girl before driving into the middle of nowhere on the first date.